Hi, my name is Tony Bartram and I live in Milton Keynes, and I also write video games. In Milton Keynes we have a retro arcade called the Pixel Bunker, which contains 120 machines which were coin operated but are set to free play. So my daughter and I went there recently because she's quite into indie and retro games, more than maybe AAA, but she likes some of that stuff too. So there's a gremlin there and various TIE fighters in a genre-busting collaboration with the Enterprise here, which seems to be undergoing a refit. So some bits of the model are missing, but nonetheless it's a really cool model. So lots of 80s memorabilia in here as well, including what appears to be a giant Lego figure, boxes of retro computers, and also Iron Man, who appears to be guarding the arcade. Quite a cool model there. Not guarding it particularly well, but anyway. So there's also an Orville up here for those in the UK that might remember the singing puppet who couldn't fly. Sort of a baby green bird. One of the unusual games we saw here was Michael Jackson's MoonWalker, which you can play not just as one or two, but three Michael Jacksons, rescuing people apparently from these goons, using the weapons that Michael Jackson typically employed, generally. Notably, the smart bomb that destroys all the enemies. So it's a bit different and 1980s-ish. This is Lucky and Wild, in which you can drive and shoot at people apparently. If you know, there's a gun here as well as a steering wheel. My daughter found this a bit wild. But not a very common game actually. You see here in the demo how it's apparently not that lucky. Then we've got more typical Galaga, which I'm having a go, because I've played various clones of this, but not the original that much. We didn't know what the little transporter thing coming down did. On the home games it gives you like a bonus that I played a clone of called Galaga on the BBC microcomputer, which is a great clone of this. However, in the actual game itself, it's not a power-up, as I'm shortly to discover. My daughter wants to know why and what and how. So, some semi-skill for diving. At least I can play this one anyway. Given my age, I should be able to. Now, at some point, this happens, and I got captured. Anyway, that was quite a cool feature actually. Anyway, I think I die in a minute. I was doing quite well up until that point. There you are. Rampage, which my brother and I used to play on his ZX Spectrum 128, I think. Mainly involving destroying buildings. You appear to be like, I don't know, one of three animals. And when you die, you turn into a sort of small human and walk rather embarrassed off the screen, apparently, sideways. Sort of King Kong-like, I suppose. Anyway, it's quite therapeutic actually, quite cathartic, but not very constructive play. There you go. So yeah, it's good fun. A more typical game. I've done a clone of this at some point. I've done like more modern style games, but a lot of the time it's just easier to do like retro ones. My version was called Mutant Penguin and isn't quite like this. It has a longer soundtrack. Anyway, I found it quite a lot harder than my version, for whatever reason. It's either stunning them at the edges or squash them by pushing the blocks over them, if you haven't played it. This is the on Riscos. This is my free game, which is available from the store. It has sort of hundreds of downloads in that one. Anyway, for a change, we went off and played pinball for a while, and my daughter was doing quite well here, playing the Iron Maiden, if you know them. 666, the number of the beast, etc. I've been to see them a few times in concert. They're very good. They're a strong vocalist.
You got a bonus.
Bruce Dickerson. Anyway, good fun. There was also like a strange video-based one, which I didn't video. And there were this sort of like low poly 3D ones. My daughter was entertained by, so she's learning some 3D graphics, on of course doing game animation and visual effects. So she thought that was fun. When is something a style and when is something dated? I don't know. Kind of, I'm going to argue this is a style. These low-res polygons sort of look good, if a bit frightening. And my daughter's playing Road Blasters. Having great fun here. So seeking some inspiration for some of these titles from my recent games. And also mini games I'm going to add into my next major project. There she goes. I think she won. Excellent. And this is Tetris, which my daughter hadn't played the original of before. But yeah, in general, if you happen to be anywhere near Milton Keynes, which is halfway between London and Birmingham, I would recommend checking out the Pixel Bunker if you like retro video games or science fiction, which is right next door. Yeah, it was great fun. After which I found I had to go for pizza, so I went to Pizza Hut after this, because that sort of makes sense to me. Video games, science fiction, and pizza are kind of all one thing. When I was in the States, I went to Showbiz Pizza and saw the animatronic band inspired Five Nights at Freddy's. Of course, had like some great video games I played when I was a child. I really took inspiration from them, including Gyrus, which isn't in this arcade, but hey, it has some great games anyway. She's discovering at this point what happens when you let the bricks pile up, but yeah, my daughter is really good at video games because she plays them quite a bit. That's my fault, really. It's good for the brain, been proven. Improves your cognition and your coordination. But maybe not in this instance, but that's not important. In general, it does. Anyway, that's almost it. Yep. So, as people who know me realise, I have a terrible sense of direction. That's my excuse for getting lost in the arcade. Not that I was having too much fun and didn't want to go home. Anyway, that's it. Bye for now.